Welcome to Sugosha Media. A look at the several significant developments of 10th of June. The Ministry of Defence signed a 1,476 crore rupees contract with Bharat Electronics for mobile electronic warfare systems to enhance Army's counter-drone capabilities. Zen Technologies unveiled the Vrishab UGV for battlefield logistics and casualty evacuation missions. Indian startup Wave Aerospace introduced the Wave Raptor A1 autonomous surface vessel for maritime surveillance, and an Indian defense MSME secured a $21 million export order for artillery shell bodies. In the aerospace sector, Embraer intensified efforts to position the KC-390 for India's future military transport aircraft requirements through potential local partnerships. Reports also indicated that India deployed 12 nuclear warheads for the first time, marking a notable strategic development. Internationally, Deal Defense unveiled the IRIS-T SLS Mark IV air defense system at ILA 2026. US Marines deployed the VBAT drone from USS Portland to support Indo-Pacific intelligence missions. Spain launched a new drone swarm experiment under the Phoenix project, and WASP and Magellan began exploring a torpedo production partnership in Canada, reflecting continued global investment in advanced defense technologies. The news in detail. India has marked a historic departure from its long-standing nuclear weapons posture by deploying 12 nuclear warheads for the very first time. According to the latest report by the CIPRI, this represents a fundamental policy shift as India's arsenal has now been classified as operationally deployed rather than stockpiled. For decades, India maintained a strict separation between nuclear warheads and delivery systems, keeping them in distinct storage facilities during peacetime. The deployment of ready-to-fire weapons in underground missile silos and nuclear submarines signals a heightened level of readiness and a significant evolution in India's deterrent strategy. The CIPRI report highlights that these 12 warheads are the first instance of India mating nuclear warheads with delivery systems or placing them at bases with operational forces. This change alters India's decade-old approach and suggests a move towards a more immediate retaliatory capability. The report also notes that India's nuclear stockpile saw a modest increase in the past year, reaching around 190 warheads by January 26. These weapons are now assigned to a maturing nuclear triad consisting of aircraft, land-based missiles, and ballistic missile submarines. The deployment of a small number of warheads on an SSBN and the initiation of deterrence patrols further underscore India's growing emphasis on survivable second strike capabilities. Embraer is strengthening its campaign to secure the Air Force's medium transport aircraft tender, positioning the KC-390 Millennium against Lockheed Martin's C-130J. The company is leveraging strategic partnerships with Mahindra and Adani to promise local manufacturing, MRO facilities, and a broader aerospace ecosystem. The RFP is expected to be issued later this year, and Embraer views India as a strategic market in its global expansion drive. The KC-390, which has already been adopted by several NATO members, is being promoted as a modern, cost-efficient platform designed in the 21st century to meet diverse mission requirements. Embraer has partnered with Mahindra Group to manufacture the KC-390 in India and establish a local MRO capability if selected by the Air Force. This collaboration is intended to provide comprehensive sustainment solutions, including base and heavy maintenance, avionics support, and training, thereby enhancing operational readiness and reducing dependence on foreign facilities. The proposed MRO hub would also serve as a regional center for other KC-390 operators, creating skilled employment opportunities and strengthening India's aerospace ecosystem. In parallel, Embraer has formed a strategic partnership with Adani to establish a manufacturing ecosystem in India. In January, Adani signed a memorandum of understanding with Embraer to develop an integrated regional transport aircraft ecosystem. The Defence Ministry has signed a 1,476 crore rupees contract with Bharat Electronics for the supply of 5 ground-based mobile electronic warfare systems to strengthen the Indian Army's capabilities in the electromagnetic domain under the Buy Indian IDDM category with a minimum of 72% indigenous content mandated. These mobile electronic warfare systems are designed to detect, intercept, and disrupt enemy communication, radar networks, and UAVs. They provide what is termed a soft kill capability, allowing hostile drones to be neutralized by jamming their control links or interfering with satellite navigation signals. This approach forces drones to lose guidance or abort missions, offering a faster and more cost-effective alternative to kinetic interception methods like missiles or guns. The system will also degrade adversary surveillance and air defense networks by disrupting radar and communication links, thereby reducing enemy situational awareness and enhancing the survivability of friendly forces. Zen Technologies has introduced the Vrishab Unmanned Ground Vehicle, an indigenous robotic platform designed for logistics, casualty evacuation, reconnaissance, and battlefield support missions. The system reflects the growing role of autonomous land systems in modern warfare, where reducing soldier exposure to enemy fire is becoming a key operational objective. The platform can transport ammunition, supplies, medical equipment, and casualties while operating in hazardous environments. Its modular architecture allows adaptation for surveillance, combat support, engineering, and future weaponized roles. As militaries worldwide increasingly adopt unmanned systems, Vrishab strengthens India's autonomous warfare ecosystem and supports future manned-unmanned teaming concepts. Wave Aerospace has unveiled the Wave Raptor A1, an indigenous autonomous surface vessel designed for surveillance, reconnaissance, coastal security, and maritime domain awareness missions. The vessel incorporates autonomous navigation, sensor integration, and long endurance capabilities to support persistent monitoring operations. As the Navy expands its unmanned systems portfolio, platforms like Wave Raptor A1 will play an increasingly important role in monitoring coastal waters, protecting critical infrastructure, and countering infiltration threats and supporting fleet operations. The development highlights the growing maturity of India's maritime robotics ecosystem and aligns with future concepts involving autonomous swarm operations and manned-unmanned teaming at sea. Hyderabad-based Sigma Advanced Systems has secured a major export contract worth $21 million to supply 40,000 units of 155 mm M107 artillery shell bodies to a North American customer. The order will be executed within 6 months and marks Sigma's expansion from fuse manufacturing into full-scale artillery shell component production. The project involves the production of 155 mm artillery shell bodies, a critical structural component of artillery ammunition that requires advanced metallurgical expertise, precision manufacturing capabilities, and stringent quality assurance processes. The export authorization from the Department of Defense Production has been obtained. The global news. At ILA 2026, the International Air Show in Berlin, Diehl Defence unveiled the Iris-T SLS Mark IV, a new generation short-range air defense system that strengthens protection for maneuvering forces and critical infrastructure against drones, helicopters, aircrafts, and other low-altitude threats. Revealed during the air show running from 10th to 12th June 26, the system enhances battlefield survivability by combining detection, command, and engagement functions on a single, highly mobile platform capable of rapid deployment. The Iris-T SLS Mark IV integrates radar, command and control, and missile launchers into one vehicle, enabling faster reaction times while reducing the logistical footprint of air defense operations. With an engagement range of up to 12 kilometers and altitude coverage of up to 6 kilometers, it reflects the growing demand for mobile, self-contained air defense systems capable of protecting frontline forces and critical assets in increasingly contested air environments. The US Marine Corps has demonstrated the VBAT, a vertical takeoff and landing unmanned aerial system, aboard the amphibious transport dock USS Portland, expanding the reach of ship-based intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance during expeditionary operations across the Indo-Pacific. Images released on 9th of June show the aircraft preparing for launch from the vessel's flight deck, highlighting how Marines can extend maritime domain awareness without relying on large runways or dedicated aviation infrastructure. Operating with the Boxer Amphibious Ready Group and embarked 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit, the VBAT provides persistent surveillance and targeting support from amphibious ships operating from shore. The capability reflects a broader shift towards distributed maritime operations, where long-endurance unmanned systems enhance situational awareness, force protection, and decision-making across vast ocean battle spaces. Fincantieri subsidiary VAS Submarine Systems and Canadian aerospace manufacturer Magellan Aerospace have signed an agreement to evaluate cooperation in heavyweight torpedo and torpedo countermeasure programs. Areas under consideration include component manufacturing, sub-assemblies, final assembly, factory testing, and maintenance activities. WAS would contribute expertise in heavyweight torpedoes and other underwater defense technologies, while Magellan would provide its existing manufacturing infrastructure and industrial presence in Canada. Spain has officially launched the Phoenix project, an initiative to develop a next-generation drone swarm solution made of different types of unmanned aerial vehicles. The concept brings together base platforms from Alpha Unmanned Systems and navigation and control systems from UAV Navigation Grupo OASIA, with the aim of turning a group of drones into a single cooperative network rather than independent aircraft. Instead of flying fixed pre-planned formations, the swarm is designed to share data in real time and adjust its behavior collectively, including autonomous rerouting during missions without waiting for human input. Here's a quick wrap of today's news. India strengthened its defense capabilities with a 1,476 crore rupees contract for mobile electronic warfare systems. Zen Technologies unveiled the Vrishab UGV for battlefield logistics and casualty evacuation. Wave Aerospace introduced a new autonomous surface vessel for maritime surveillance, and an Indian defense MSME, Sigma, secured a $21 million export order for artillery shell bodies. Embraer also stepped up its KC-390 campaign as it seeks a role in India's future military transport aircraft program. Globally, Dale Defense unveiled the IRIS-T SLS Mark IV mobile air defense system at ILA 2026. US Marines expanded Indo-Pacific surveillance operations through the deployment of the VBAT drone from USS Portland. VAS and Magellan explored a potential torpedo production partnership in Canada, and Spain launched a new mixed drone swarm experiment under the Phoenix project, highlighting the growing international focus on autonomous and counter-drone technologies. At Sugosha Media, we simplify complexity. From decoding defense policies to enabling market entry and structuring offsets, we help organizations move from strategy to execution in India's aerospace and defense ecosystem. Join our online thought leadership sessions featuring insights on defense, aerospace, strategic technologies, and emerging innovations. Follow Sugosha Advisory on LinkedIn to stay updated and be part of the conversation shaping the future. Our focus is clear: turning regulatory understanding into business outcomes. We look forward to partnering in shaping the next phase of growth in this sector. Thank you.